888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. I tell you what, though, you come in here, how comfortable is it in here? It's what, 5 degrees out? What was it, 8 degrees? Freezing. I got back last night. I'm freezing my tail in Indianapolis, 27 degrees. I mean, it's cold, right? But I come in here, it's all toasty. Now, do you think we have the heat on? No. You know what we have on? Our Eden Pure generator heater, our Eden Pure Pro. This thing heats up the entire bus, one unit. And the difference, like in my room at night, I got to turn the heat off because I don't like the heat blowing on me, right? So I actually have a second infrared heater, which I carry, which I was on the bus because we got 2 of them. We only needed, but I took the other one up to my room. Just plug it in there. I don't even put the heat on there because it's infrared. This is the best thing you're going to get. It's going to heat up the whole house. Pasquale's got it. Ryan, you want one? $174, Ryan, right now with promo code Godzilla50. Ryan wants one. Larry wants one. Everybody wants one. They're going like hotcakes. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com. EdenPureDeals.com. Get your Gen 40 Plus heater. Promo code Godzilla50. Get $50 off. Normally $224, now $174. Are the goodness of our hearts. Thank you, Eden Pure, for giving me this discount. Money's tight. 3 months, you paid for it because you don't put the heat on. Pasquale told me the other day, he put it up his attic there. He has no heat in his attic, and they had a party. Drinking, this and that. No ball games, though. Drinking, watching like WWE or something, whatever Pasquale's do up there in the attic. Bunch of people over there. Said he plugged in his Gen 40 heater. Boom. Good to go. EdenPureDeals.com, EdenPureDeals.com. Promo code Godzilla50. Okay. Looks like Kristi Noem, according to various reports, might be on her way out. She's on the wrong side of Stephen Miller. That's number one. 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. And looks like one of the issues seems to be my good friend Corey Lewandowski. This is not confirmed. This is from reports that were sent to me by various people. So it looks like there might be a shakeup at DHS. We'll see what happens there. I like Kristi. I like what Tom Homan is doing. I like what they're all doing, but we'll see what happens. Now, who is in line for that job if indeed they get rid of Kristi Noem? The person who is angling for that, elbowing his way in, positioning for it, is current governor, outgoing governor of Virginia, Glenn Youngkin. Youngkin, if they get rid of Noem, will likely be in the running for the DHS secretary. He's an executive, probably do a good job, knows what he's doing. And that's what I've heard through the invariable grapevine. Now, see, Tyler, there's a song that we could play. You can play Heard Through the Grapevine. Now, that's a good song to play. What do you think of that, Ryan? Ryan says 8 o'clock, heard it through the grapevine. There's all kinds of songs in there that I have for you, Tyler. Ryan, it's a generational issue. He never heard of these songs that we play, so he doesn't get it.
Grapevine's SCCR?
Yeah, Heard It Through the Grapevine. Who sang that? Yeah. Then there's like, Casey and the Sunshine Band, the Backstabbers. I mean, you got all kinds of good music instead of playing that rap garbage you played. But I know you thought I went to the bathroom, so I'm going to give you a pass because normally that's what I do after the 6:30 break. So he's trying to slip it in there. He's a sneaky one.
I'm smart enough not to play real rap. That was the Beastie Boys.
Marvin Gaye. I heard through the grapevine. Marvin Gaye. See, this I get us fired up. We got the Backstabbers by Casey and the Sunshine Band. We got all kinds of good stuff in there. You got Neil Diamond. Oh, wait a minute. If you play, okay, here's the deal. I'm making a lifetime deal. Every time you play a rap song that I don't like, you have to play 2 Bob Dylan songs in a row. 2 in a row, 2 for 1. So you can try to sneak it in, but I tell you what, you got to sit through 2 Bob Dylan songs in a row, which I know drive you up a wall. That's fair. Don't you think that's fair, Ryan? Ryan says it's fair. I'm a fair guy. I got a big heart. Where's my callers today? I think I kind of scared everybody away with my Indianapolis analysis here. 888-480-JOHN. Yeah, 888-480-5646. That's the way to do it. Just go up there and cry. How do you cry 3 times? Like, I get 1 time, okay? I get you're emotional. But 3 times? And then he's like dribbling on about my wife told me not to run, then to run, and look at the difference I've made, and I've been here 30 years, and I don't care if you turf me out. Well, then just retire then. Just go play with your grandkids. Go play t-ball or something. Go play bocce ball. I don't care what you do. Like, just get out of here. Like, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Here's your hat. Here's your hat. What's your hurry? Take a long walk off a short pier to your hat floats. I don't care. But like, you're up there, like obstructing, like saving America. And then you're bawling. I can't take it. I got another week of this. What's his name? Walker. As goes Senator Walker goes the Indianapolis Colts. Boy, did they look horrible. Now I heard hey, Jimmy Starr, I heard you guys are working out Phillip Rivers. What is he, like 50? What, is Joe Flacco not available? You bring back Joe, name it. They're working. Imagine being a Colts fan. You were 7-1. Now you're 7-5, losing every game, and you lost four in a row. Fell out of first place. Now you're not going to make the playoffs. Now your quarterback is Sir Danny Dimes, and now your final hope, the final thing you have for this season, with all the hope you had in first place, could be the best team. The last gasp of straw is getting Phillip Rivers out of retirement. This sad state of affairs you guys got going on there. Oh my God, sad state of affairs. Now, I'm going to help you out, Jimmy. I'm going to help out the Irsays and the Colts. Ryan Tannehill is available. Okay, let's get to the phone lines. Larry in Rich Vegas, line 1. Larry, you're live. I'm in Indy. You're in Richmond. Go ahead, Larry.
Morning, John. I would have called earlier, but I'm digging out here a little bit, getting my patrol car nice and clean. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
You have any snow up in Indianapolis?
A little bit.
All right. Hey, what's the deal with Christy Noem? Why are they trying to get rid of her?
I think it's like too much drama. Too much drama. Trump doesn't like that kind of drama. I really think that's basically what it is. Too much drama. So that's all I can think of. I think my friend Corey might be an issue. I don't know, but it looks like she's on the way out. From news reports, I don't have anything firsthand. I've got the same information that you have. I got a couple people I know that are in DHS that do work for the Department of Homeland Security in senior official positions that I don't think she's long for this world in this job.
Okay. In your opinion, was she doing a good job?
Yes. See, I can get past the glamour shots, and I can get past Corey, who's a good friend of mine, a dear friend of mine, and I know he's trying to, I mean, they got a tough job, dude. I mean, that is not for the squeamish. I mean, that is a tough job, being up there and all the, you got all the. I mean, they're doing raids, and people are upset, and people don't like seeing them on TV. I mean, it's like we don't want the illegals here, but then we don't like seeing the raids because it doesn't feel good to us. Meantime, they're taking over the country. They're doing what they got to do, but it doesn't feel good to people. And that's why, he's losing the Hispanic vote now. There's raids, and, the people are just, they're uncomfortable by it. This is the problem. You let them in, you can't get them out. And Trump is trying to get them out. And you got to fight. And you got to be able to stand up to this stuff. And I think she's done that. And I think Corey has done that. Will Glenn Youngkin do it? Here's my concern with Youngkin as DHS secretary. He's running for president. Therefore, is his decisions as DHS secretary going to be made in getting out all the illegals that we can? Or are they going to be made, I have to have an image running for president? That's my only concern would be. Is Glenn Youngkin a contender? Yes. Is he effective? Yes. Is he good executive? Yes. All that, yes. Could he do the job? Most likely, but he's got an eye on Iowa. And so, I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, can you think of anything ICE has done you don't like? I mean, they're kicking ass. They're doing
That's
what Trump
right.
said he was going to do, and she's doing
And
it.
the subcontractors and the subcontractors around here I talk to are loving it. They are absolutely loving it because it means that, you know, the ones that come in from south of the border are hardworking. Came here legally, and they're sick and tired of it. They're sick and tired of ones coming across the border who don't go through the system, and they get all these handouts where these guys are working their butts off. And I think she's done a great job. You know, she's gone down the front lines, watching what's going on, taking the heat. I mean, what more can you ask from somebody? You know,
What bothers me about this? It's reminiscent of Trump 1, where the knives were coming out and there was more infighting than fighting the Dems. That's what this reminds me of. Like, anonymous sources again, this, that again, people trying to get her out, trying to get her job, trying to get Corey's job, right? That's what it felt like to me. That's what it feels like. And of course, the White House has denied this. So we don't really know. But I think she's doing a good job. And I mean, why replace her? I mean, what has she done that you don't like?
Groaning, and they don't have anything for it. They complain all the time. But if you're doing a good job, as long as they're complaining about it and they're just drawing at straws, you're doing a heck of a job.
Good point. Larry from Richmond, be safe in the snow. Thanks for being with us. John, line in New Jersey coming up. Plus your calls, 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646. Stay with us.
Outside the Beltway with John Fredericks starts now.
Let's get to John in Monmouth County, New Jersey. John, you're like an everyday caller. We love to hear from you. And you're live. How's your wife, Michelle?
Fantastic. I appreciate that. Yeah, I sit here and I just want to listen. I don't want to call, but I just hear these things and I can't help myself. I just want to get my head around this. So we're up against the Marxists, right? These people are responsible for killing hundreds of millions of people. They want us dead. I don't think anybody really understands what we're up against in terms of the seriousness of this. And just how bad these people, I mean, they're liars. They could care less about the truth, anything for power. This is what we're up against. So we have Indiana, one of the reddest of reddest states, a staple in the Republican Party, and one of its leaders is up there crying while making speeches. This is the strength of our strongest states. I mean, these people, I'm glad it's happening because these people just need to be gone. I mean, that individual has no business being, a leader in anything. How these people get into power or get elected, it's beyond me. But just think about that. I want everybody to get their head wrapped around the fact that this is a state representative in one of the reddest of red states that's sitting up there crying about why we should bow to the Democrats. I mean, it's just disgusting. It's almost unbelievable when you think about it. But I'm just happy. And in terms of the Kristi Noem thing, I mean, look, I understand you patched up with Glenn Youngkin, but he did a decent job in Virginia. But he never captured, the underlying leadership of the state, and he left it a complete and total mess. So I don't know where this guy thinks he's going on the national stage. But, I mean, if you look at the results in the end game of what this guy produced, it's a disaster. And he's a disaster. I think Kristi Noem's doing a great job. I mean, we just have to stay the course on the immigration thing. The problem you have is you have the entire world propagandizing against it when 70 to 80% of the entire population is for everything they're doing, if not more. So that's all I called up to say.
Well, you're right on all counts. All counts, you're right. And like, I think Noem is doing a great job. I think the knives are out because, people are looking to move up. And, my concern with Governor Youngkin getting that position, which I know for a fact that he's lobbying the White House for and the president for, is you're going to put a guy in a job whose main concern is his national image, his brand, and running for president in Iowa. He's got every right to do that. And I think Iowa's the state where he'll do pretty well, if not win potentially. But I don't want that person head of the DHS. I want somebody head of the DHS that wants to get the illegals out of the country, period. And Noem is doing that. And so is Lewandowski. So I don't care what their personal situation is. I don't care how gruff Corey is and how many feathers he's ruffled and how many people he pissed off. They're getting illegals out. And they're doing it, and it takes balls. And it takes somebody like Lewandowski to stand up. And so, yes, I understand he's not chief of staff. He's not, he's like got different things going on. But, he's kicking ass in there, and that's what you need. And I don't know, why are you mad at Noem? Somebody tell me what Noem has done that you don't like. And forget the image. Forget the Barbie and forget the hair and the makeup, right? Forget that. Give me a policy. Give me something she's done you don't like. I can't think of one. Can you?
No, I cannot. I think she's doing a hell of a job.
You can argue in the weeds. You can say, she had this policy where I think it was anything over, I forget the exact number. Somebody can text me, but she had to review every contract over 50,000 or 100,000 or something. That's bogged things down. I get it. But the reason they did that is because so much money was going out the door and so much of it was fraud or corruption, or they didn't know what it was. So they wanted a stopgap. And like when you look at what's going on in Minnesota with Somalia, okay, that's probably a good thing. So yeah, anybody can criticize, like getting the weeds, and maybe she shouldn't have done that, and it would cause a bottleneck and stuff like that. But at least, she tried. And she did something different, which is I'm going to have to sign off on everything over a certain amount. I believe it was 50,000. I don't remember, but somebody can text me on the exact number. So, maybe you change that. Maybe you make it 100, or you hire somebody and give them signing authority that you trust, or somebody of that nature. But I don't know what she's done that you're pissed off at, other than the knives come out and it's more internal backstabbing so somebody else can get a job. And I'm not telling you who's planning these stories, but I do know there's a guy who's governor that really wants that job. And so that doesn't feel good to me either. When you want a job that somebody has, that doesn't feel good to me. John, am I right?
100%. And like I said, it's not like Youngkin, is an all-star here. Like I said, I think look at the end result of what happened in Virginia. I mean, it's insane. So the fact of the matter is he was anti-MAGA early on. I mean, I don't, there's just something about this guy that just doesn't sit right with me. But the bottom line is I'm just glad they're all being exposed. We need to see this stuff. And like I said, the Indiana thing, I mean, just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. These people have to understand we have no tolerance for this anymore.
Johnny from Jersey, thank you for your insight. Thank you for your call, 888-480-JOHN. Todd Sheets next.